Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing amazing. In this video, I'm going to be telling you about re-credentializing in Canada and how to certify foreign education and professional credentials here. So if you have a foreign education and if you have some professional credentials and you would like to know that how you can make sure that Canada realizes that those are fine, how and what will you do now. Considering moving to Canada, if you're considering moving to Canada for work or for study, or if you don't know for which, if for whatever reasons you're moving to Canada, you need to have, you need to make sure that your credentials are verified. Now, why do you need your credentials assessed for immigration? Many of Canada's skilled worker immigration programs, they want you to get your credentials assessed because that's how you get your score in your express entry, your PNP, or your scorecard, and they will see that your master's is equivalent to a master's here or a diploma here or whatever, and your graduation is equivalent to what here. So that is taken care of, and that's why you need to make sure that your credentials are assessed. You would want to know before you immigrate if your credentials are even equivalent to the credentials here or not, because then things would be difficult, and if not, then your score will also go down a bit in terms of your express entry or PNP score. Now, why do you need your credentials assessed to study in Canada? Now, this is about, let's say, I talked about express entry or PNP. Now, what about if you need to study here then? Now, each Canadian DLI, which is Designated Learning Institution, they have their own requirement, and they can be general requirements for, or they can be any program specific requirement. Like you need it for one program, but not for other program, and they might include things like having received your previous degrees from a so and so institution or for so and so year, and they might have that you should have completed maybe a minimum of 4 years of graduation, or let's say 3 years or whatnot. And then you need to make sure you get it assessed through Educational Credential Assessment, which is ECA, or some post as some post secondary institution will complete the assessment for you, and they will let you know whether whether you are qualified to attend a program or a course or university or college or whatever you decided. Now, what is Educational Credential Assessment, which is ECA? It is an evaluation of your educational credentials for the immigration purpose, but it could also help you when you're looking for a job to prove to a potential employer, look, I have this assessment and my education in a foreign country or in my home country is equivalent to this in Canada. So now you do not have to prove to each and every employer individually, look, my credentials are worth something here, but you already have a report and that is worth it. The assessment looks at your degree, certificate, diploma, or experience to gauge if it's equivalent to a Canadian one or not. Now, for those who have multiple degrees, the good news is that you generally only need to get an assessment for your highest level. Example, if you have a doctorate, then you don't need to get your bachelor's and master's assessed. If you want to get extra points for your immigration application for having multiple credentials, then you might want to get all of your degrees assessed so that you can get those points. But if it is for a specific purpose, then fine, you can just get your highest degree assessed. Now, what to know about regulated occupations, professions, and trade assessments? Now, you have to be certified by the provincial or territorial body in the jurisdiction where you move in Canada in order to work in a skilled trade or profession. So you need to make sure that wherever you are moving, to whatever province or territory you are moving, you are certified there. Now, trades which are regulated in Canada means that they are regulated, so you need to have a certification to make sure you enter into that stream. It includes carpenter, electricians, plumber. Professions that are regulated, they include architects, pharmacists, doctors. Some professions and trades are regulated in certain provinces and territories while they are not regulated in other. That means you need to have a license to practice that particular profession or trade, and then others might not require you to do it. For professionals, you might have to complete a written exam if you want to be a pharmacist or a doctor for a specific period of supervised work, or you have a language and communication skills assessed. And then if you work in trades, you may need to take an examination or work as an apprentice so that you know what it is like to work here, and you know the system. Now, each regulatory body, they have the different credential requirements, how it is done. So I'm just going to give you a very small example with the requirement. If you want to be a doctor or recognized as a doctor here, then you need to have your license from the Medical Council of Canada, so that they can grant you a qualification called a licentiate of the Medical Council of Canada. Now, how will you get a license from them? It's not easy to get a license. Now, in order to have a license from them, you need to make sure that you did your medical from a college which is listed under World's Directory of Medical Schools. World's Directory of Medical School. And if it is listed there, then you need a sponsor note which states that you have done an acceptable medical school in Canada. Yeah.
मैं साथ हो गया मैं चाचू मेरे साथ बास्केटबॉल नहीं खेलने.
Okay, then let's go and play first.
नहीं.
फिर? Okay, I gotta stop. Okay, continuing, you must then also received, careful, okay? You must then also receive a passing grade from Medical Council of Canada qualifying the examination. Once everything is done, then you need to be approved from College of Family. You need a certification from College of Family Physicians of Canada and Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons, and then you can go on and apply for whatever license you want. It's not easy, it's difficult. It's not that your profession is not recognized here. To get it to that level that it is recognized, you need to work hard and you need to find your way to do that. And that's what it is about, of course. So it's not that if you're a doctor, there will be a doctor here. It's not that easy, and it's not that simple. So what if you don't qualify? If your credentials, let's say, are not deemed comparable to what Canadian standards are, then you may not meet the educational requirements for few immigration programs, and you won't get those extra points on your immigration application credentials. Similarly, if you want to practice that, then you may want to enroll yourself into a medical school, because I'm just continuing the medical example. You may need to enroll yourself into medical school, learn everything from the scratch again, and then apply. But there are again few options for getting additional education or training, or maybe having your ability assessed if you don't qualify immediately to practice. For example, the physicians, so if who have done a residency program or who have practiced abroad, now you can apply for a practice ready assessment, which means you will work for 12 weeks with an experienced physicians who will evaluate your skills and will help you to come to a level of Canadian practice. Other professions and trades may offer different additional paths to Canadian credentials if your credentials are met. So maybe you need just a practice assessment and you will be assigned to someone who will eventually help you. So it could be from 12 weeks to it completely depends on your profession, and it can just go on from there. Now, how do you get an ECA? If you need an ECA for immigration or work or any study purpose, you have to have a proper channel. It is done by an organization which is approved to do so by IRCC, and they work with 5 general organizations and 2 specific specialty organizations for specific professions. You're going to find all these links in the description. I'm going to put a link there, and yeah, that's all about it. That's all I think you should know about this. And let me check if I'm missing something. No. So I just told you how you can certify your foreign credentials and professional credentials here. If you still have some more query, please don't hesitate to write an email to me or message me here. Thank you. Have a great day.